All right, cool. So yeah, I just want to just ask a couple questions and you'll be on your way.
Sounds good.
All right. So I guess the first question I should be asking is how long does it usually take to make your videos? Because I know you use a specific well art style of sort. So does using all those like take forever just for your shorts or?
Yeah, hey, just real quick question. Are you recording this or just writing stuff down? I'm just not sure.
Oh no, it's a recording. It's for a video. I have a bunch of other people that I
Okay,
have
cool.
already
Fantastic.
pre-recorded. So.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So your recording software is all good and stuff. Just
Oh
double
yeah, yeah.
checking.
I'm using that classic OBS software.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Yeah, so usually on average it takes me around my rule of thumb is 10 seconds is around an hour of work. So it takes me on average around 4 hours to make one of my videos. So it's a lot, but there's a lot of days where I'll just get on a roll and I'll have 12-hour work days and I'll be able to pump out 3 shorts and I won't be required to work on shorts for the next 2 days. I'll have them off so I can work on full videos or other channels and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw you do a long form video recently. Did that take any longer? Because the editing with that was like fast or like insane. So how long did that one take?
Yeah, yeah. So it took a while, considering my commitments are all over the place. Sometimes I'm working on Riggy's channel. Sometimes I'm working on my main channel and Reddit channel and Dear Dano. I've just got so many projects going on. And then I'm working on the plushie right now as well. And just a bunch of different commitments and moderating the Discord server and stuff. But I do have an amazing team of mods, so I'm not it's not as big of a commitment. But yeah, the long form video. Was working on it for around like I recorded it in February, so I've been editing it since February, but it was only over the past couple weeks that I was able to really get into it and finish it off. So yeah, I'd say it took me probably a good like 20 hours, maybe like a full day of work, spread out over the course of the past couple months. So yeah.
Wow, that's kind of insane. Like I cannot imagine the amount of stuff you have to do. Does it cause you like? Does this make you stressed at all? Like, do you get stressed trying to push these video out, or is it just it's something you really like to do where you can't really see yourself getting stressed?
So I did get stressed, sometime this week because my views were up, and so I knew that it was the best time to post my long form video. So I kind of just had to get through it, and so I was getting a little stressed with giving myself a deadline. But other than that, it's all fun. I've got such great fans and everything, and they're supportive. They say, whenever you're able to make it, just make it. As long as I got my daily shorts, and I know they're still thinking of me, so it's okay.
Seeing yourself grow, was that a how are you feeling in that moment? Seeing, you got over 1 million subscribers now, last I checked. How was how do you feel about all this?
Dude, I thought the growth would stop at 10K. Honestly, like it was such a jump from for so many years. I was stuck at 60 subscribers on my main channel, and then there was one time when I boosted to 400, and I was like, "Wow, this is insane, man! 400 whole subscribers, And now having over 1 million, it doesn't feel real. It feels like tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and my channel's gonna be gone, honestly, because it feels like a dream.
Yeah. And with you being so big, do you ever find yourself getting recognized in public or when you're like going shopping or whatever, you ever have someone point you out or ask for like a picture?
Actually, no, not yet. To this day, I still haven't gotten recognized. I think a big part of it is the fact that I'm animated. Most of the time it's mostly Riggy that would probably get recognized. I should probably start wearing a Riggy t-shirt out in public, but no, until then, yeah, I still haven't been recognized yet. Yeah.
That's insane. I think you'd get recognized at least once. Is that like your goal to just be walking out and you just get like just fans swarming all over you?
No, honestly, I'm happy just making stuff on the internet. I've never really, been obsessed with, the idea of, oh, I want to be famous. No, I just really want to have an audience to be able to see, the creativity that I'm able. I just want to entertain people mostly. I don't, fans and everything, would be cool, but to me, it feels like a job, like a regular old job. And it's just nice having people be there to recognize stuff. Although I'm not saying I wouldn't love to give people some. I'd love to have people take pictures with me and be able to go brag to their friends. Hey, I met Dano. I think that would be a really cool experience to be able to make somebody's day like that. But I'm not clamoring for fame or whatever.
Yeah, and I think you talked about it in your Q&A, but like what exactly was it that made you want to make Riggy? Like so I think you said you had like a you said you had like a friend draw it up for you. It's been a while since I watched that, but you had like a friend or someone draw it up or give you the idea. So what was that main what was the point where it said I want this to be my mascot?
Well, yeah. So, actually, when it originally came about, it was somebody asking me what my spirit animal would be, and I didn't really have an answer because I like both monkeys and rabbits, so I kind of just combined the two and said, "Oh, it'd be a rabbit monkey," and my favorite color is blue, my second favorite color is red, and it all kind of stemmed from there, where I just drew the little dude, and there was a friend of mine who did draw a cooler version of it, which is like a really detailed rabbit monkey. It's in my animation day video, like the evolution of a rabbit monkey. They drew like the final version of like the super detailed, like realistic one. But no, the original drawing is mine. I'd feel too guilty to use theirs, as my entire mascot and not give them credit. But yeah, yeah. The original was all my drawing. But yeah, I always just knew that I love the design of the character and I don't know where his personality and stuff came from. I think it was just kind of the idea of like there's so many popular cartoon characters like Mickey Mouse and I can't think of a single other, Bugs Bunny and stuff, and they're all like, sometimes they get into trouble, but none of them are necessarily like troublemakers. Like Mickey Mouse himself is like he's so happy-go-lucky, he's a mascot and stuff. Bugs Bunny pranks people a little bit, but even then, he's still kind of peachy and stuff. I always thought that there wasn't a cartoon character that was just kind of just a troublemaker, kind of delinquent type deal, because Riggy, he skateboards, he spray paints on stuff, and he's committed tax fraud and things, But hey, no matter how much I tell people that he's not a good influence, people still seem to love him and beg for a plushie of him. So, I love it. I love the connection that people have with Riggy. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, it's better to love them than to hate them. Um,
yeah.
Yeah, but do you ever see yourself making more long form videos, or do you think you're just gonna stick to just doing the shorts and long form just whenever?
I would love to do mainly long form. Unfortunately, that's not the way that YouTube is right now, to where people can just make a long form and expect to grow. There's people that get lucky and everything, but it's a hard landscape. A lot of competition and stuff. So I think I'll always be making shorts and then just trying to make long form as much as I possibly can. I'm hiring an editor. I'm training an editor right now, so hopefully I can work on my long form some more as he helps out with my shorts. But yeah, so I'd love to do more long form videos.
That's good. And along with like your long form stuff, I saw you've done a couple crossovers or just what's the word?
Collaborations.
Collabs. Yeah, collabs. I can't think of that word. With Joe Kane, the other shorts creator. I saw he's been in a couple of your videos. So are you trying to get with other YouTubers to be in your videos or in your shorts? And if so,
Uh,
like who are you trying to reach out to?
yeah, so he was in one short of mine. We haven't collabed that much. We might be working on something else soon. It's just there's a huge time difference and everything. But yeah, he's real nice. Joe Kane is a fantastic creator. He's so cool, man. Yeah, it was such a pleasure working with him. But yeah, honestly, I've kind of been focusing on my stuff a lot. It was just because there was a back and forth with Joe Kane and I in his comment sections that I was kind of like, hey, this is like, I feel like it would be real easy to come up with a cool idea for collab. But anyway, I'd love to collab with more YouTubers if I just find the time. And I got a whack sleep schedule. I sleep like 4 hours twice a day. It's a weird thing, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I just right now I'm focusing on myself, trying to do the long forms and stuff. But I'd love to do more collabs in the future.
Yeah, and to be honest, this project that I was doing, reaching out to you, I expected nothing to come of it because the only, quote collaboration I did with my friends who also just happened to have YouTube channels that were also, really small. But then I started,
Mhm.
like I want to do this project, and I know I'm friends with like a couple of YouTubers already, so let me see what they're doing. So I reached out to like, another shorts creator like Johnny Razor or
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
reached
Johnny
out
Razor.
to Oompaville. I've got him Wednesday to Thursday. I got Shork and Solomon Joe and 3FS. So I've got all these YouTubers that all seem really enthusiastic to do it, and I was like, I don't know what to make of this.
Hmm.
All this was just a big thing, and now I have, doing this with you is just the whole point of this. And I don't know if I sent it in the message, was to see how YouTubers get with their community, because you don't really see that much today, because all of it seems as a job and not really much as, like, well, not like a job, but like as a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is pretty much like a yeah, like a 9 to 5 job. I see what you're saying, definitely.
Yeah, and so many people think that YouTubers don't have time to do with their community or do other stuff. It's just YouTube, YouTube, YouTube. So, but doing this, I can show that they're not all like that. They all, are very nice and love to hang out with the community.
Mm. Yeah, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. That's really nice that you invited me.
Yeah, and when doing the shorts, so what made you want to like start doing YouTube? Because I know you've only been gaining popularity recently because of the popularity of shorts. So do you think that's like coinciding, or think you like you saw the shorts, you said I want to try this, or was there a thing where you were trying to get on YouTube before you started doing shorts?
Yeah, so I've been trying to do YouTube since 2014. I was in fourth grade. It wasn't very good. It was just me, recording my TV with an iPad, and it was like, it didn't even have a capture card or anything. But then, I think part of it came with maturity, part of it came with, experience editing for like school and things, and then finally, Shorts was it was just all the perfect storm where I had come up with this format of the paper cutout style and everything, and I thought it was, kind of unique. And then, the queen died, and I was like, okay, you know what? I have to post this short now because it's not going to be relevant later. So yeah, it's pretty much the queen's death that started my YouTube career.
That's that's one hell of a phrase. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, that's
yeah.
insane.
Her
Good.
death was the life of my channel.
The queen rocks so Danny can run. That's honestly, that's funny. I mean, that whole iPad thing, that's nostalgic because I know everyone's done that at least once. Just like,
Yeah.
ooh, I want to be a YouTuber like this guy, and then they make one, and it's just like nothing. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I tried making so many. I think there's probably like 50 or 60 unlisted videos on my main channel. I don't know. The playlist is maybe it's only 20. I don't remember, but yeah, it was a long time. I deleted a couple, which is, bad. Hey, for anybody out there who's going to be a future YouTuber, don't delete any videos you ever make. Just, unlist them if you have to, but you always want them to look back on.
yeah. I mean, that could also, that's always a good, like, I know I've seen a few other YouTubers do it. It's like, you react to your old videos that you have unlisted to see, oh my gosh, I used to do this. Can you believe that? I feel like
Yeah.
that could be really fun. Also with your formatting, like your animation style, the paper cutout. So I'm guessing you have presets made, right, for every short.
How do you mean?
Like because obviously you're when you edit it, do you have all like the frames of Riggy, say like a file, like, oh, I think this frame would look better. Are do you actually manually make those in every single short?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, so I do have yeah, I've over time I've built like a big collection of all the stuff that I've drawn over the years or copied off the internet, PNGs and stuff and all and set it all in a bunch of files and stuff. So I do have them pretty much saved, and then every time I edit the audio for a short, I make a list of everything that I think would look good. And it's so much easier now since I've drawn, so many versions of Riggy and stuff that I can think of oh, the Riggy where he's got his arms up, or the Riggy where he's screaming, or the Riggy where he's confused or sarcastic looking. Yeah, so I just make a list and I've got it all saved. So it's definitely a time saver because at the beginning I probably spent like 6 or 7 hours on a short, and it was real difficult to get them out consistently at the beginning. If you go back to my old videos, you'll see that I was struggling with my mental health to get them out every day and stuff. But now I'm smooth sailing for the most part.
Yeah, and especially whenever you had the surgeries and stuff, and you had to add them on to to Ricky. So I'm guessing that was also a hassle trying to find all the frames you need and add that little scar, or whenever you did the
Oh,
X-ray.
yeah, 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 having to draw the scar on him every time. I almost forgot it multiple times. There was one time when I woke up, I forgot to put his cast on in one entire short, and I had to go back. I woke up at like, I kind of had like a cold wake up moment where, you jump out in bed and you're like, oh, I forgot to, do my homework for tomorrow. I had one of those moments where I rushed over my computer and had to put his cast on. I don't remember specifically which video that was, but yeah, I had to throw it on.
Yeah, and I mean, that's got to be insane being able to do all this. And so you said you're training an editor, right?
Yes,
So
yeah. Actually,
are you gonna teach them like your tricks? Or are you just gonna see if they can like have their own thing, and like
yeah. So I've been
I think the main question I'm trying to see is, do you think that you're gonna have them change the style, or do you think you're try to make them like perfect it how you would do it?
Yeah, so I've been trying to make sure that I've been trying to make sure that they've been able to replicate the style of mine pretty well. They're really talented. They can take directions really well. But yeah, my goal is to make it a seamless transition to where people can't tell if I edited the short or if my editor edited the short, you know? And yeah, he's been doing a real good job so far. Hopefully he'll be able to start pretty soon.
That's cool. And it's kind of a like a smaller, like a bit of a smaller question for which YouTuber did you watch that or like, I know you said you started you started YouTube way back then, and the whole Queen Elizabeth thing, um, but was there before all that? Did you have like a bit of motivation, like watching someone or watching a short creator saying, I might should try my hand at that? Like, did you watch someone, or is there someone you said like they kind of make me want to? They kind of want make me want to start YouTube. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was inspired by a lot of the classics, you know, Dan TDM, Tobuscus, The Odd Ones Out, and you know, especially I didn't realize this until pretty recently, but my videos are like a lot of my my shorts are inspired pretty heavily by MatPat, and I didn't even realize it. But his style of, you know, voiceover and editing, you know, like a lot of editing, that's pretty much what most of my shorts are, right? And you know, obviously it's not the exact same. I've got the paper cutouts and our editing styles. His are a little more jumpy, mine's a little more smooth. Um, but
Well,
yeah, I think they're both good for
well, I
the types
mean,
of
in his
content that we
original
yeah.
stuff, I could see that because remember he had the little paper cutout guys. You know what I mean? The little when he was doing the editing. You know.
Yeah. It's all yeah. So I think MatPat has got to be the biggest influence on my personal style. But yeah, you know, but influential to start YouTube, it was definitely Dan TDM, Tobuscus, Stampy, a bunch of the old gamers, and there's the odd ones out. Definitely animator, best animator that I've ever watched. You know, there's tons of good ones, but he's just my favorite personally. You know, they're all a bunch of inspirations.
That's really cool. And so your username, DannoCal, is that your actual name, or is it just something like it's a mix of other stuff, or?
Yeah, so my full name is Daniel Callahan, DannoCal. My friends have called me Danno since seventh grade, and Cal, I just thought it was cool to shorten.
Yeah, I mean that's just a simple question. Um, I guess some more of the questions I have is for Riggy. He had this second channel, right? For Riggy the Rabbit.
Yeah.
Is that actual like is that you, or is that just like a fan thing that someone made, or?
Yeah, it's associated with my account. Yeah, so it's not fan owned.
Yeah, and do you think you're gonna do more with that? Because there's not much with it. Or do you think it's just like a one-off thing? Just here's a few things. Not gonna do much with this. It's just there for the jokes.
Eventually, his series will go on that channel. Actually, we're working pretty hard on it right now, trying to make a full-on Riggy, you know, TV show. Not TV show, but you know, web series. It's going to be hopefully a mixture of the Amazing World of Gumball and Gravity Falls. You know, I've stuffed a little bit of lore in the shorts. You know, a little bit of hints and stuff towards the series. So yeah, eventually that will be what goes on Riggy's channel. Right now, it's kind of just filler content for, you know, if you know, if I'm feeling, you know, kind of creatively drained, making a Riggy video it feels really invigorating for me right now. But yeah, in the future, his full channel is gonna, or his full series is gonna go there.
That's cool. And this one's more about your when you do your what's it called? Your face reveals some of your shorts, right?
Mhm.
What exactly? I know it's a weird question, but I'm also trying to get with other like, what's your setup like? So, um, like your equipment that you,
Very simplistic. I do have a studio room with you know, green screens and lights and everything, but other than that, you know, very simplistic. My computer is pretty decent to but you know, storage wise, to be able to handle all these images and Premiere projects and stuff, you know. But I do use the Adobe softwares, you know, stuff like that. But I'm very basic. I don't want to say exactly what I use, just you know, for I don't know. I just don't I don't feel comfortable saying exactly what I'm using, but you know, it's very simplistic. I'll say that.
no, I know that it was more just like how complicated is it? Because some people who make like all these videos have this huge like two to three monitors, this giant monster of a PC, or like 10
No,
the
yeah, yeah,
10
yeah.
4K webcam, and then there's you with just a mic and a webcam, and you're doing all this stuff, and it's
Yeah,
like,
no, it's pretty simplistic. I'll say that. Anybody who wants to start YouTube can do YouTube. That's what I feel like. Anybody doesn't need, some fancy stuff. You got to make it. And what's cool is that since I didn't have, like a fancy camera or anything when I first started out, it kind of forced me to be more creative, and so that's where the whole idea for animation came from and everything. So, yeah.
and you're having new merch now, right? Like you said with the plushie, are you gonna like go any like how far you think you're gonna go for your merch? Are you just gonna stick with like plushie shirts and maybe some like stickers here and there? Like,
Yeah, I think hopefully I'll be able to get around to it. I think right now I'm focusing on the Riggy plushie, but then in the future I'm hoping to, depending on how well those sell and the proof of like how well my viewers want to engage with merchandise and stuff, then we'll do that. But anyway, yeah. So right now just the plushies, but in the future definitely merch.
all right, and merch is a big thing. I don't think do you ever get sponsorships? Because I don't think I've noticed
Um,
in any of your videos, but like you try to
I've
reach out for
gotten
sponsors.
Yeah, I've gotten a bunch of emails so far, but I don't know. I don't really feel like I've built enough trust with my audience to be able to do sponsorships yet, especially shorts. How am I gonna plug in? How am I gonna plug it in a short? It would feel forced and stuff. I'd rather wait until I built up a lot more trust with my audience and my long form videos get a consistent amount of viewers and stuff. I just don't really feel like that's an option for me right now. So I've turned down way too many people. Honestly, I've probably lost like over like $5,000 in sponsorships right now. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't want to. I don't feel ready to do that to my audience.
Yeah. And speaking like your audience, in like well, everything you have, is there a point where you think like a subscriber point where you think I can slow down or where I think I'm good for like how long do you think you might want to do this? Like, is there a specific age? Is there how many years you want to go on?
Yeah, I haven't thought about it exactly yet. I think hopefully I'm just, honestly, my mindset is I'm gonna go as hard as I can until I turn 30, and then after that we'll see what happens.
Jeez, you got to be aging Riggy up the more you age.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I was gonna ask. Oh yeah. Man, I can't even remember. I got so sidetracked with asking that question.
Take your time. I got like another 13 minutes, so
Yeah,
before
and
my next appointment.
oh yeah, that was it. So it's more of just kind of this, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but with the when you got the surgery, was it hindering your process to actually do the shorts, or was it just like it was just a small thing?
Surgery. What do you mean?
Well, not surgery, like your kidney.
I never had my kidney removed. It was just Riggy that got his kidney
Oh,
stolen. It was
dude,
part of
I'm
the
like
lore.
the idiotic person.
No, 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 no. It was part of the lore that Riggy got his kidney stolen. It was kind of
No,
a funny
oh,
thing.
okay. See, usually I thought it was like a what most people do with like their animations or whatever, is they'll base it off of like what happened to them in real life. So I thought it's like, man, they.
Yeah,
I wonder what happened. I wonder what
yeah.
happened to Dano, and then I don't. I couldn't find anything on it. So it's like, man,
No,
I kind of,
yeah.
I honestly kind of feel a bit stupid for asking that question.
No, you're good. Yeah, Riggy and I are completely different people. I want to make sure that people are clear on that because I never wanted people to imagine me as a rabbit thing, which I know I've kind of failed at because some people think of me as the rabbit guy or the blue rabbit or whatever. But yeah, no, Riggy and I are completely different characters. I like my face. I don't want to be associated with him. I don't want to be called a furry or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I really do see you becoming, with all the stuff that's happening and all the people and subscribers you're getting. I really do hope that you keep growing and whatnot. I mean, for me, I'm still trying to figure out like what thing to stick with. I think I'm just like I'm trying to find what do I really fit in because I know I want to do this, and then I have this project coming out, which is going to be a kind of a stray for what I usually do for my videos and whatnot. Um, Oh, and that reminds me of the original question was when you got my like DM. what was like the thought? Like, was you thought it was just another fan thing, or?
No, no, I've gotten interviewed before, so I was more than willing to do it. You know, it doesn't matter how quote unquote small of a YouTuber you are right now. You know, I'm willing to help out with any way that I can because I know that when I was small and you know, trying to find my niche, you know, and everything. You know, I just yeah. So whatever you can do to start out with is what you got to stick with. You just try all these things, throw them at the wall, see what sticks, and you know, I was more than happy and willing to help out with that.
And I mean, I do thank you for taking the time for this, and I do, I do know that I had those thoughts where it's like it's probably never gonna happen, doing all these cold callings and whatnot, and then I get your DM. I was like, "Ah, what? I'll be honest. Every time I get one of them a response to me, I just end up shaking, getting nervous, and then anticipating like the call. Like recently, what happened with I don't know if you know Silent Man Joe. He's a SFM YouTuber, and we
Hmm.
originally were gonna do one on Friday, but then we kept having schedule changes and couldn't do it till late yesterday. So it was just like, it's like, is this still gonna happen? Am I gonna have to look for someone else, kind of thing? And I was like, this is my one chance. I can't screw it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotcha. Yeah.
And all I know is editing all of this is gonna take forever.
Yeah, but it'll be worth it in the end, right?
It will. Before it's before you go. I think just to kind of ended it off. What would you prefer? Like, how would you think in my shoes would I go? Would you rather like would it be one long video or just episodes?
I say you probably want to do episodes, episodic, like interviewing, you know, Johnny Razor interviewing DannoCal. You know, I think it might be a little bit better, get you a little more views in the long run, consistency with your audience, and make them subscribe for more, right?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I'm always conflicted because there's some people who do the whole long form and then they get more views than someone who did the episode. So it's like I'm really trying to figure out what to do because I kind of want to be um, someone who does like ranges all kinds of things and someone who like I want to make my mark in this world like we're on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Um, yeah, that's fantastic. You know, I'm happy for you starting out with this project and everything.
Yeah, and I thank you again for taking the time to do this. And I mean, I know you get somewhere to go, so think this is plenty, plenty enough stuff, and for what I have to do next. I think I'm booked. I say booked. I got someone to do tomorrow, and I got someone Wednesday. So it's a very happy moment for
Fantastic.
me, and I'm glad that you're a part of it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Good luck with the rest of your interviews and the final video. I hope it hits the algorithm right. Hope it does fantastic. Good luck.
All right, thank you, and can't wait to see the next video.
Thank you so much.
All right,
All right. Bye bye.
bye.